Let me tell you something that still makes my blood boil a little, even after all these years on Wall Street. The Roth IRA has existed since 1997, nearly 3 decades, and in that time it has quietly, steadily, almost stubbornly remained one of the single greatest wealth-building tools ever made available to everyday Americans. Not to hedge fund managers, not to billionaires with armies of tax attorneys, to you, to your sister, to the barista who makes your morning latte, to the nurse pulling double shifts at 2 a.m. And yet, most people have never opened one. Let that sink in for a second. Most people haven't opened one. Not because they can't, not because they don't qualify, but because no one ever sat down and explained it to them in plain, honest human language. Because the financial services industry, and I say this as someone who spent decades inside it, has never been particularly motivated to make things simple for the people who need simplicity the most. Complexity is profitable. Confusion keeps people dependent. And frankly, for too long, this industry has kept too many people, especially women, especially people of color, especially anyone who didn't grow up with money at the dinner table conversation, on the outside looking in. That ends here. That ends today. Because I want to walk you through the Roth IRA, what it is, how it works, why it matters, and exactly how to open one in a way that leaves you with zero excuses and total confidence. And I say that with love, not judgment, because I remember what it felt like to not know. I remember opening my first Roth IRA and genuinely wondering if I had done something wrong, wondering if somehow I had misclicked my way into an IRS audit. That fear is real. That confusion is real. And it is completely, entirely unnecessary. So let's fix it together. Before we talk about the Roth IRA, let's start somewhere familiar, your savings account. You know what a savings account is. You've probably had one since you were a kid. Maybe your parents opened one for you. Maybe you did it yourself. The point is, you put money in, it sits there safely, it earns a little interest, and you can pull it out whenever you need it. Emergency fund, car down payment, that vacation you've been promising yourself. It is the financial world's version of a security blanket, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with having one. In fact, I will tell you loud and clear, you need a high-yield savings account. That is not optional. That is your first financial foundation. But here's the thing about savings accounts that most people don't want to hear. They are not built for the long game. Every single year, inflation quietly, invisibly erodes the purchasing power of the money sitting in your savings account. The average inflation rate over time hovers around 3% annually, and even the best high-yield savings accounts struggle to consistently outpace that. What this means in real terms is that the $10,000 you have sitting in a savings account today will buy you less in 10 years than it does right now, not more. Less. You are, in the most literal financial sense, losing ground. And I want you to sit with that for a moment, because it matters. It means that doing nothing, thinking you are being responsible, thinking you are being safe, is actually costing you. The risk of playing it too safe is just as real as the risk of losing money in a bad investment. It is just slower. It is quieter. It is the wealth gap that builds up over decades while nobody's watching. This is why we need something more powerful. This is why we need the Roth IRA. What is a Roth IRA, really? Here is the simplest way I know how to say it. A Roth IRA is a special type of investment account that lets your money grow completely tax-free. That's it. That's the core of it. But let me unpack what that actually means, because the details are where the magic lives. IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. The Roth part refers to Senator William Roth of Delaware, who championed this legislation back in the 90s. And honestly, Senator Roth deserves a lot more credit than he gets, because this account has the potential to change the financial trajectory of millions of American families, if only they knew about it and used it. Here's how it works. You take money that has already been taxed, your paycheck, your freelance income, your side hustle earnings, and you deposit it into your Roth IRA. From there, you invest that money. It could be in index funds, ETFs, mutual funds, and then you watch it grow for years, for decades. And when you retire and you pull that money out, You pay zero taxes on it, not a penny. Not on the growth, not on the gains, not on the profits. Zero. I want you to really absorb that, because in a world where the government takes a cut of almost everything, your paycheck, your business income, your capital gains, your dividends, the Roth IRA is one of the very few places where you get to keep everything you earn. Every dollar of growth belongs entirely to you. Let's put some real numbers to this, because I have always believed that numbers tell stories that words sometimes can't. Say you invest $500 a month into your Roth IRA starting today. You do this consistently for 30 years, and the investments inside your account grow at a 7% average annual return, which is historically conservative for a diversified stock market portfolio. At the end of those 30 years, you would have approximately $600,000. Now here's the part that I want you to pay close attention to. Of that $600,000, only $180,000 is money you actually put in. The other $420,000 is pure growth. It is money your money made, working for you, compounding on itself over time while you lived your life. And because this growth happened inside a Roth IRA, you owe the government exactly $0 on it. In a regular taxable investment account, that $420,000 in gains could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in capital gains taxes, potentially more, depending on your situation. This is the power of the Roth IRA, and this is why I get so passionate about it, because that gap between the person who knew about this account and used it and the person who didn't can easily be hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. That's a paid-off home. That's a grandchild's college education. That's decades of financial security and freedom. That gap is not acceptable, not when the tool is available to everyone. What the Roth IRA is not. Now, I want to clear up a few things because confusion here causes people to either delay or make mistakes. First, the Roth IRA is not an investment. I need to say that again because it trips up so many people. The Roth IRA is a container. It's a special tax advantage wrapper that holds your investments. Think of it like a lunchbox. The lunchbox isn't the food. It's what keeps the food fresh, protected, organized. The investments, the index funds, the ETFs, the mutual funds, those are what go inside the Roth IRA. Opening a Roth IRA and not investing anything inside of it is like buying a lunchbox and leaving it empty. You've got the right idea, but you're missing the whole point. Second, the Roth IRA is not tied to your employer. This is fundamentally different from a 401k, which is something your employer typically offers and manages. The Roth IRA is entirely yours. You open it yourself, you control it, you manage it. And here's the beautiful part. It comes with you everywhere. Change jobs, your Roth IRA doesn't care. Go freelance, your Roth IRA is still there. Take a sabbatical, a career pivot, a complete life reinvention. Your Roth IRA follows you because it belongs to you and only you. This matters more than people realize. We live in an era of career fluidity. Very few people stay at the same company for 30 years anymore. Building your retirement wealth inside an account that is fully portable, fully yours, and fully independent of any employer relationship is not just smart, it is essential. All right, now I want to talk about something that I believe the financial industry does a profoundly poor job of communicating: the rules. Because here is the truth. The Roth IRA is genuinely one of the best accounts available, but it does have rules. And if you don't know the rules going in, you can find yourself hit with penalties and taxes that were entirely avoidable. I don't want that for you. So let's go through them honestly and clearly. Rule 1, your contributions are always accessible. This is the part that makes the Roth IRA surprisingly flexible, and I mean this in the best possible way. The money you personally contribute, the actual dollars you put in, can be withdrawn at any time, for any reason, completely tax-free and penalty-free. No waiting period, no questions asked. So if you put in $5,000 and your account grows to $7,000, you can pull out that original $5,000 tomorrow without any penalties whatsoever. You cannot do this with a 401k. You cannot do this with most other retirement accounts. This flexibility makes the Roth IRA far more accessible than it gets credit for, especially for younger investors or anyone who feels nervous about locking money away, quote, forever. Rule 2, your gains are a different story. Now, the $2,000 in growth in that same example, that's treated differently. If you withdraw your earnings, the profits your investments have made, before you reach age 59 and a half, you will likely owe income taxes on that amount, plus a 10% early withdrawal penalty. This is exactly why I always say, your Roth IRA should not be your emergency fund. Keep that in your high-yield savings account. Keep that liquid and separate. But if life truly throws something at you and you have no other option, there are exceptions to the early withdrawal penalty. A first-time home purchase, up to $10,000. Qualified education expenses, birth or adoption costs, certain disabilities and medical emergencies. These exceptions exist because life happens and lawmakers understood that. But please, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, try not to touch your investment growth early. Every dollar you pull out is a dollar that loses its compounding potential forever. You cannot put it back. You cannot undo it. Let it grow. Rule 3, the 5-year rule. This one almost nobody talks about, and it catches people completely off guard. Even if you are past age 59 and a half, even if you have technically reached retirement age by the IRS's definition, you cannot withdraw your earnings tax-free unless your Roth IRA has been open for at least 5 years. That's the 5-year rule. And it applies from the date of your first contribution, not from when you reach retirement age. So if you open your first Roth IRA at age 59 and you retire at 62, thinking you can pull everything out tax-free, you might be in for a surprise because you haven't yet cleared the 5-year threshold. The lesson here is simple, and it is one I come back to constantly. Start early. Even if you can only contribute a small amount right now, even if it's $25 a month, open the account, start the clock, get that 5-year timer running, because future you will be so deeply grateful that you did. Rule 4, income limits. Not everyone can contribute directly to a Roth IRA, and this is where we need to talk numbers. The IRS bases your eligibility on something called your Modified Adjusted Gross Income, or MAGI. In simple terms, it's your pre-tax income after certain specific deductions. You don't need to calculate this yourself. Your tax software or your accountant will give you this number. But you do need to know what it means for your contribution eligibility. For 2025, here's how it breaks down. If you are a single filer earning under $150,000, you can contribute the full amount. If you earn between $150,000 and $165,000, you fall into a phase-out range and can only contribute a portion. Above $165,000, you cannot contribute directly. If you are married filing jointly, the full contribution threshold is $236,000. The phase-out runs between $236,000 and $246,000. Above $246,000, direct contributions are off the table. The maximum contribution for 2025 is $7,000 per year, or $8,000 if you are 50 or older, thanks to what's called the catch-up contribution. And yes, I want you to notice that $7,000 works out to about $583 a month. Exactly what I showed you in that compound growth example. That number wasn't random. Now, what if your income puts you above those limits? Does that mean the Roth IRA is closed to you forever? Absolutely not. There is a strategy called the Backdoor Roth IRA conversion, and it is perfectly legal, it is IRS sanctioned, and it allows higher earners to still access the tax-free benefits of a Roth IRA. We will cover that in full detail in a separate conversation because it deserves its own focused time. But I want you to know the door is not closed to you. How to actually open your Roth IRA, step by step. Okay. Now we get to the part I love most, because this is where knowledge becomes action, and action is everything. Opening a Roth IRA is not complicated. I know it can feel that way. I know the financial services world can make it seem like you need a law degree and a Bloomberg terminal to get started. You don't. You need about 15 minutes, a social security number, and a bank account. That's it. Step 1, choose your provider. Your first decision is where to open your Roth IRA. In the industry, we call these brokers or custodians. Think of them the same way you think of your bank. They are the institution that holds your account, processes your transactions, and manages the infrastructure around your investments. There are many excellent options. Vanguard, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab are the giants. They are deeply reputable, low cost, and beloved by long-term investors. But I'll be honest with you about something, and I say this because I care about you actually doing this, not just knowing about it. For complete beginners, these platforms can feel overwhelming. The interfaces are busy, the options are numerous, and what I have seen time and again is that overwhelming interfaces lead to delayed action. And delayed action, when it comes to compound growth, is extraordinarily costly. This is why I've been using SoFi for my own investing, not because they pay me to say that. This is not a sponsored recommendation. I do have an affiliate relationship with them for banking products, so full transparency there. But because the experience of actually using the platform is clean, intuitive, and genuinely friendly to someone who is just getting started. I used Fidelity for years. I've explored Robinhood, Wealthfront, Public, and others. SoFi is where I landed for simplicity. Use whatever platform feels right for you. What matters, what truly, deeply matters, is that you open the account. Not next month, not when things calm down, now. Step 2, create your account. Once you've chosen your platform, go through the sign-up process. They will ask for your name, address, date of birth, social security number, and phone number. This is all standard. This is the same information your bank has. There is nothing unusual or alarming about this process. Step 3, open the Roth IRA. Once your account is live and you're logged in, look for the option to open a new account. Under Retirement Accounts, select Roth IRA. The platform will walk you through some additional questions, whether you or any family member have affiliations with regulated financial entities, for example. For most people, the answer is simply none of the above. Follow the prompts, agree to the terms, and submit. You now have a Roth IRA, officially, actually, yours. Step 4, connect your bank account. Your Roth IRA needs funding. That means connecting it to your checking or savings account so you can transfer money in. This is done through a secure bank connection process. Most platforms use a third-party tool called Plaid to verify and link your accounts quickly. If you already bank with your investment platform, like I do with SoFi, your accounts will appear automatically. Step 5, make your first investment. Remember, the Roth IRA is the container. Now we need to put something inside of it. For most beginners, and honestly for most investors full stop, a broad market index fund, or ETF, is an excellent starting point. I personally invest in Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF. This single fund gives me exposure to the 500 largest publicly traded companies in the United States: Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, and hundreds more. Rather than betting everything on one or two companies, which is how people lose sleep and sometimes money, I'm spreading my investment across the economic engine of the most productive country in the history of the world. Is it perfect? No investment ever is. But it is diversified, it is low cost, and it has delivered strong returns over long time horizons. For a beginner building a Roth IRA, it is a very sensible starting point. Once you've selected your investment, choose your Roth IRA as the account. Enter the amount you want to invest, confirm your payment source, and place the order. Just like that, you've made your first Roth IRA investment. Take a moment with that. It is genuinely worth acknowledging. Step 6, automate it. Now here is where I want to push you, because this step is the one that separates people who build real wealth from people who have good intentions. Set up a recurring automatic investment. Most platforms will let you schedule automatic purchases on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. If your goal is to hit the $7,000 annual maximum, that works out to approximately $583 per month. Set it, forget it. Let it run in the background of your financial life. This strategy is called dollar cost averaging. By investing a fixed amount at regular intervals, regardless of whether the market is up, down, or sideways, you naturally buy more shares when prices are low and fewer when prices are high. Over time, this smooths out your average cost per share and removes the emotional temptation to try to time the market, which I assure you, even the most sophisticated professional investors cannot do consistently. Automate the contribution, automate the investment, and then go live your life. Your Roth IRA will do the rest. I want to step away from the mechanics for just a moment, because I think there's something important that purely instructional content often misses. There is an emotional dimension to personal finance that we don't talk about enough. The anxiety of not knowing if you're doing it right. The shame of feeling like you should have started sooner. The overwhelm of looking at investment options and feeling like everyone else somehow received a manual that you never got. The quiet fear that you are perpetually behind and that people like you don't build that kind of wealth. I hear you. I felt that too. And I want to say something directly, plainly, and from a place of genuine care. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. The best time to open a Roth IRA was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And I mean today, not after you finish this article, not after you think about it for another few weeks. Today. Because here is what I have learned from building a career in finance, from founding a company dedicated to women's financial equality, from talking to thousands of women at every income level and every life stage. The single greatest predictor of financial well-being is not intelligence. It is not income. It is not connections or credentials or luck. It is starting. The woman who opens a Roth IRA today with $50 and contributes consistently for 30 years will almost certainly build more wealth than the woman who waits until she feels ready to make a larger, more perfect investment. Readiness is a myth the financial industry has used for generations to keep people on the sidelines, dependent on advisors and products and fees. You are ready right now. Imperfect action today beats perfect inaction forever. I founded Ellevest because I watched the financial services industry build products and advice for men specifically, for a certain kind of wealthy man, and then nudge women toward the edges as an afterthought. The language was wrong. The assumptions were wrong. The risk models were wrong. The retirement projections were wrong because they didn't account for the pay gap or career breaks for caregiving or women's longer life expectancies. The Roth IRA is not a gendered product, but the urgency of using it absolutely is. Women on average retire with significantly less money than men. We earn less over our lifetimes due to the pay gap. We take more career breaks, often for caregiving. We live longer, which means our money needs to stretch further. We face a compounding set of financial disadvantages that are not our fault, but that we absolutely must be aware of and actively counter. The Roth IRA is one of the most powerful tools available to do exactly that. Its tax-free growth means that every dollar works harder. Its flexibility means it can travel with you through career changes and life pivots. Its individual nature means it is entirely yours, not tied to a spouse's employer, not negotiated in a divorce settlement like a 401k often is. For women especially, and for anyone who has ever felt like the financial system was not built with them in mind, the Roth IRA is a form of financial autonomy, and financial autonomy is freedom. Let me close with this: $7,000 per year. That is the current annual contribution limit for a Roth IRA if you are under 50. Broken down, That is $583 a month, $135 a week, $19 a day. $19 a day. For many people, that is genuinely hard. I do not dismiss that. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, if you are managing debt, if you are a single parent or a recent graduate or someone rebuilding after a financial setback, $19 a day may not be possible right now, and that is okay. You do not need to max out your Roth IRA to benefit from it. Contributing $50 a month is better than zero. Contributing $200 a month when you can is still building something real and meaningful. Start where you are. Contribute what you can. Increase it as your income grows. The accounts that build generational wealth are not funded in single dramatic moments. They are built dollar by dollar, month by month, year by patient year. Compound interest does not care about your income. It does not care about your credit score or your student loans or your complicated family history with money. It only cares about time. Give it time and it will do things for your future that will honestly take your breath away. I have watched it happen. I have seen it in spreadsheets and in conversations and in the faces of women who looked at their account balances 10 years after opening a Roth IRA and genuinely could not believe what consistent, automated investing had done for them. That can be you. That should be you. Open the account. That is it. That is the whole ask. Choose a platform, go through the sign-up, select Roth IRA, connect your bank, make your first investment even if it's small, set up the recurring purchase, and walk away knowing that you have done something real for your future self today. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to understand every rule, every edge case, every tax nuance before you begin. You need to begin. The understanding deepens with experience, and experience starts with that first account opening. And if you have questions about what to invest in, how much to contribute given your specific situation, how the Backdoor Roth works, how to balance your Roth IRA against other financial priorities, we will cover all of it. Because this is not a one-time conversation. This is an ongoing commitment to making sure you have the information, the tools, and the confidence to build the financial life you deserve. The Roth IRA has been waiting for you for nearly 3 decades. It is time to show up.